I'll just transition to one football question if the panel will indulge me. But how big is it this year in Baton Rouge for Coach Kelly? I mean, no more divisions. The only way you get to Atlanta is if you're one of the top two teams. Expanded playoff, meaning more pressure. If you don't get there, it's considered a failure at a program like LSU. What is the vibe there in year 3 of Coach Kelly?
I think Kelly's still really popular here, but they should have won the national championship last year or gotten to the playoff when you have an offense like that. Even if they'd have just had a bad defense, they would have made the playoff. But they had like one of the worst defenses I've ever seen last year. And, that really spoils your Heisman Trophy winning quarterback, one of the best offenses ever, 2 receivers went in the first round. And now there's going to be a step down in quarterback, I would think. Garrett Nussmeier looks like he might be pretty good. He's been erratic, but, he's not going to be as good as Jayden Daniels, not in this first year. And he's still having some recruiting issues. He's got to get the defense turned around, because that's really been average to bad the last 2 years. It's a key year for him because you would think, year 3, he would be able to make that 12-team playoff, but that remains to be seen.
Glenn, outside of Harold Perkins, what do you see in the front 7 from LSU that is LSU-esque? Because it seems to me like it doesn't even look – I mean, we're accustomed to them having the best D-line in the country. You can throw a rock from Baton Rouge and hit 4 4-star guys. I mean, it's D-line heaven, but it just seems to me like that's a position that's lacking. Have they done anything to address that? I think the coordinator's a star. I think Baker's a star. But what about the personnel up front?
Yeah, they got personnel issues on defense. I mean, they haven't had a lot of depth there. And I keep seeing them getting guys in the portal from Syracuse and Nicholls State and McNeese. I mean, they grow defensive players in Louisiana. You should be, like you said, you should be able to throw a rock and get the best players. You shouldn't be going in the portal to get defensive backs. There's defensive backs all over Louisiana. So that's why I wonder about his recruiting. He's had some high rankings, but sometimes those are misconstrued because they're not balanced. He's got to get more Louisiana players, and there's defensive linemen in Louisiana too. So that's been one of the points against him. And if Garrett Nussmeier is not really good at quarterback and they're not as good as they were in offense last year, and the defense doesn't improve, you're looking at maybe a 4 or 5 loss season there. So then the pressure would heat up the next year.